Hello, Klaus here, and welcome back to yet another video here at the channel. So as you might see, this is a bit of a different look than usually. That is because I am actually recording on my cinema camera, or my pocket cinema camera 4K, using that for this recording. And the main reason I am doing that is because we have some great updates from Blackmagic. We have an update for the camera, the 6.9 update, and we have a update for the ATEM Mini, this guy I have right here, and that's also having a new update. And what that new update is doing is it is giving us a lot of control over the camera. And that is very great. So let's just jump into the screen here. And as you might see here, we have a new thing here. We have a camera as well into this mix, so we can actually work on those things as well in the new thing here. But so just a quick thing about this update. This update is only relevant to use for you if you are using your pocket camera for streaming and have a ATEM Mini. If you do not have that, then you don't need to update your pocket camera at all. There's no need to do that. But I did that because I do have the ATEM and I find it very fun to use. So, oh yeah, by the way, just a little thing again, if we go to the ATEM here, the ATEM has the ability to put picture in picture if I put it on here and then turn it around, but the default size is not very useful. So I'll actually show you how to set that up using the ATEM software control. So I'm going to the ATEM software control here, and now I'll just show you how to do that. I'll just put my picture in picture here. And actually, I want to change my picture in picture as well. You can actually also change that. Now I have pushed it to be camera 3, but I want it to be camera 1. So that is going to be the default setting. So if we go to the upstream key and go to the DVE, we can actually change the position and the sizing. And let's start by making this a lot bigger. Let's say we want it to be something like that. Then we can go up here in the position and change it like we want. I want to move it up a bit here like so. And let's say maybe I want it to be here and then maybe a little down. And then I want it to be a little bit bigger. So let's say this is the size I want to do. And then we have, of course, some things we can mask things, and we can make a shadow on this thing as well. And we can give it a border if we want to. So I want to give it this yellow border here. And there's a lot of different things we can actually use. So I'm just going to push it off again and going back to this. So this thing with the picture in picture will work now like I've just set it up. So let's see, I go to camera 3 and I'll have my picture in picture on. And this is my new thing. But as soon as I push one of these 4 corners, it will go back to default. So if I push this, this will go to default like it was before. The only thing it will keep is the border. So just to keep that in mind, if you are customizing your own picture in picture, just do not touch the 4 buttons here. Just go for the on and off thing. Okay, so let's try out or go into some of the things for the update when using the pocket camera. So one of the great things is if you have multiple pocket cameras, I have 2, but I have only connected 1. The indication lamp or the tele light will actually be on. So when you're on, it will be red. If I go to another camera, for instance here, my camera will turn off. So in that way, it's always easy to know which camera is on and where you have to talk to. So the other thing, which is pretty fun here. Okay, and I'll just push on my picture-in-picture so I can talk to you meanwhile looking. So one of the new features is, of course, the camera icon, as you see down here. So I can go into my camera icon, and now you can't see it, so I'm just going to take off my picture here. So here we have the camera one here, and this I can actually control the camera. So let me see. If I go back to the camera, you know that all the things I'll be doing in the ATEM, okay? So I'll go back to this shot here. And for instance, I can control, if we look down here, I can control the zoom of the camera. So if I wanted to, so I'm just going to drag this out of focus. As you see now, I am out of focus, and then I can control it back to focus like so. Pretty handy if you are having multiple cameras, because you can, of course, you can jump to the next camera here and do the same thing if it is supported by the camera, of course. So now I will go back to my camera one here, and what you can see is actually it will show you on top here, right here, camera is on if that camera is on. So I can actually show you that if I go to, let's go to camera 3, and I'll go back to the ATEM here, and I'm going to camera 3, and I'll do I can do a picture-in-picture, by the way. So now if you see the picture-in-picture, I'm actually on air. It says right here, I'm taking the picture-in-picture off again. So we can control the zoom levels, of course, or the focus levels. If you have a setup that supports it, you can actually zoom as well. You can control the zoom. It's as of right now, it's not working on my setup, but have to look into that a little bit more, I think. So that is a super great thing. Let's go back to this. Other things we can control again is things of the color, for instance. So if I do a picture-in-picture, actually, maybe I can show you. So if I go into the camera controls, this is the color signs for that, and that is pretty much what you would know from Davinci. So let's see, I can then use the gamma, for instance. I can take down the gamma, I can control it. If I go back to this one, you can actually better see what I'm doing. I can then drag down the gamma totally down, or a little bit less, things like that. And then I can, of course, control the contrast here, as you see, like so. I can control that, and then I have my saturation. I can make it very saturated. Also, if I want to take the lift and just push it in a color and do some kind of a specific thing, I can do that. Okay, let's push that back. That's a little into the orange side. There. Also, you can use the gamma and do the same thing, but it's just some other colors you are playing around with, of course. And also, we can push the colors in the gain. Maybe a little too much. And then, of course, it does also work in different colors, like in red, in green, and blue channels. You can do those individual. That is also pretty darn helpful. And of course, there is a lot of other features in this new update. One of the features is the ability to make your camera record during your thing, in actually recording either on the CFast card or on a hard drive, so you can have pretty big files. And if you have the recording, of course, you can then later go in and edit those things. That is pretty darn nice. Also, a little thing I didn't mention yet is, of course, not so much about the camera. It's about the ATEM, actually. So this is the ATEM Mini. Blackmagic did announce the Blackmagic ATEM Mini Pro, which is a pretty similar thing to the ATEM here, but just with some super nice features, things as the ability to record to a hard drive, and also the ability to actually make the upstream directly from the ATEM. So I might look into that whenever that will become available. I'll look into that, I think. Well, more or less, that is all I have to say in this video. So hopefully you found it useful. If you did, please hit that subscribe button, give the video a like, share it with your friends if you think it will help them out. And if you want to be notified every time there's a new video on the channel, please hit that bell icon down in the corner. Until next time, keep filming, keep learning, and keep sharing.